Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. Apologies for the vague title on the subject, so I figured we'd get straight into it. Today we are talking about how, and to quote, major changes are coming to Overwatch. We'll talk about what those changes could be, who said that, what was it from, and talk about the logistics of these changes too, as there's going to be a little bit of a catch, I guess it would be. In any case, as I mentioned, this was a clip that came out of Slasher, who is a long-time esports journalist. It came from the Twitch channel Cross Counter TV and from the Untitled Esports Show episode 13. Without further ado, this is what Slasher said.
I have had sources to tell me that I am been told to expect major changes to Overwatch. Like all of the things that I've been complaining about almost every day and every week for the last 2 years. I think I brought this up on last week's show. Sources do tell me that major changes are going to be coming to Overwatch, and they might even be coming to Overwatch League first. So while they implement them into the game, before they even implement them into the ranked mode, they might be putting them into the Overwatch League as a way to showcase off the major changes to the game before they put them into the base game, which I think would be kind of crazy. But it seems like Blizzard is actually getting their shit together in terms of fixing the fucking game.
Like I said at the start of the video, it was incredibly vague of what Slasher was saying about in particular here, so I didn't want to necessarily assume that it was going to be role queue specifically. I honestly think that it's going to be a few of the major changes that we've been excited and looking towards. In terms of credibility and legitimacy, Slasher is pretty much on point with a lot of the stuff that he reveals. Lots of people have pointed out the fact that he mentioned that the Overwatch League finals for Season 2 are going to be in Philadelphia this year. That ended up being true, but also in the past Slasher has sort of announced prematurely, or leaked I guess, certain roster moves in the Overwatch League before they happen, so he does have inside sources. He has been pretty credible in the past. A couple of times he's wrong, but like that's with anything. But also as a person that we kind of know personally on this channel at least, he has the best wishes of the game in mind. And I know that esports journalism doesn't really get a lot of credit when you have certain esports journalists in inverted commas leaking scrim footage and sort of exploiting all that manner. The point is that Slasher's, in my eyes at least, pretty credible with the stuff that he reveals, and also cares deeply about the state of the game. So for the fact that he's turning around in a very positive light and saying, yeah, these changes are going to be pretty major, suggests to me that it's more than just a couple of minor things added in. The main suggestion is that this is going to be role queued. This is something that we've heard the devs even talking about themselves, being like, hey, we really like this idea and we've been trying it out ourselves. It certainly wouldn't surprise me that this would be a feature added into the game. For those that also don't know, with the state of the Overwatch League is broken into 4 stages. Last year it was all 4 stages would be back to back, and then they would have the sort of Talent Atlantic Showdown, friendly games I suppose it would be, which would include custom lobbies, Widowmaker 1v1s, those kind of areas. This season there's going to be 2 stages. We're currently in the playoffs of stage 2. Then there's going to be a month break, and in that month we're going to have the All-Star Games, which were at the end of the season last year. Then stage 3 and 4 will play out afterwards. Like Slasher said, it's looking to be introduced, or any changes are looking to be introduced into the Overwatch League before the changes go through to competitive, which has left a lot of people assuming that Blizzard want to show this off at least before stage 3 starts, with it being a main feature in both stage 3 and stage 4. So I feel like they're going to announce this for the All-Star Games in the middle, significant changes to the system, and like I said, I don't strictly believe that it's going to be just role queue. I think it could be a few different options. Slasher has a habit of just tweeting out a list of stuff that Blizzard should implement. After trying to find good examples of these lists, I came across this one. There are a few other options that Slasher's brought up and said, hey Blizzard, you should definitely add this. But this is generally the foundations of what it boils down to. He pointed out solo queue and role queue. Role queue seems to be the front runner of what we're going to be seeing. Solo queue, I wouldn't be surprised to see this added into the game sometime soon, especially now with the limitations on GM play, not being able to group up. I think all group lineups might be brought down to just 2 players maximum. I don't know how that'd work really, but to be honest, I don't find myself playing in big groups anymore, either on my own or at least with somebody else. I don't know if it's different for you guys. But he also pointed out stuff like scoreboard and better stats. The gold medal system is just a really bad way of dealing with a lot of the stuff. I guess the only negative that I can see from having a insta-lock 222 role where you can't run stuff like goats is the fact that Blizzard would fail. I would like to see how Blizzard further try and balance goats to try and make it less of a universal composition, at least at the higher tiers. I felt that if they added a 222 lock, then that would be them effectively giving up on trying to balance this composition, which kind of worries me. But in any case, that's what we know so far. I didn't want to necessarily suggest that role queue or forced 222 was going to be the system definitely added in, but it's safe to say that major changes are still coming to the game. We've heard that from the devs themselves as well. It wouldn't surprise me if we hear more about this at the anniversary. I think it's going to be a big event, not only for the stuff that's going to be in it, the event itself, but also marking 3 years of the game being out. Significant changes need to come in, I do think. The game needs a bit more of a lease of life. I think the workshop helped, but a little bit more to bring Overwatch back into the limelight that it was once used to. But that's everything that I wanted to go over today. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something from it, but I'm really excited to see what these major changes are going to be. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.